So NFL insider Adam Schefter made an appearance on a Philadelphia sports talk radio show Wednesday morning, and he had some interesting things to say about a possible Deshaun Watson trade specifically to the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, the main problem with Deshaun Watson is we do not know if he's going to play in 2021 due to these sexual assault allegations. We have to let that play out first. So we will get into what exactly Schefter said on that radio show in a second, but he pretty much said as long as Deshaun Watson's legal issues are settled and the Texans want to trade him, the Philadelphia Eagles may be the team to make a play for him. According to this NBC Sports Philadelphia article, this is what Schefter had to say about Watson. Quote, "There's no team in the league with more draft capital than the Philadelphia Eagles. No team. I think that roster is better than most people realize. The Eagles are more equipped to make a run at Deshaun Watson than any team out there. Whatever punishment he has that is fair and just, once that is done, I just think at that point in time, to me, the Philadelphia Eagles should be waiting." But honestly, if you look at the draft picks the Eagles have in the future, especially next year, they could make this happen. Now, of course, it does depend on the new GM of the Texans, Nick Caserio, and whether he even wants to trade Watson, but if he does, I feel like the Eagles can make the best offer. I do agree with Schefter on that one. Next year alone, the Eagles have their own first-round pick, a first-round pick from the Dolphins, the pick from the Colts from the Carson Wentz trade that could become a first-round pick if Wentz plays 75% or more of the snaps. The Eagles have their own second-round pick, their own third-round pick, their own fourth-round pick, their own fifth-round pick, a fifth-round pick from Washington that they got in this year's draft, their own sixth-round pick, and their own seventh-round pick. So as you can see, the Eagles have a ton of draft assets in the future, and even Jalen Hurts. Now, I don't know if the Texans want to trade for Jalen Hurts in the first place. I don't know if the Eagles want to trade Jalen Hurts, but if the Texans say to the Eagles, either include Jalen Hurts or you're not getting Deshaun Watson, then I guess at that point you would have to budge and say yes. There really is no reason to keep Jalen Hurts at that point. You might as well let him go to Houston and get some playing time, possibly over Davis Mills. But time is a factor here because it's already mid-July. Training camp is starting in a couple of weeks, and I don't know what the deadline is for the Eagles to say, you know what, enough of this. We're going into next year with Jalen Hurts as our quarterback. Enough is enough. I just don't know if all the legal issues surrounding Deshaun Watson will be settled in the next couple of weeks. And obviously, if you're the Eagles or the Broncos or some team in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes, you're going to want to wait and see what happens with his legal issues, because the last thing the Eagles want to do is trade a boatload of picks for Deshaun Watson and find out he's guilty, have him go to jail possibly, be suspended for multiple seasons. That's something you definitely want to avoid. And if Watson is cleared to play and the Eagles do in fact trade for him, are the Eagles good enough at that point to win the NFC East? Of course, they were the worst division in football last year, but teams are improving. Washington and the Giants are getting better specifically. Dallas, of course, is getting the most important piece of their team back in Dak Prescott. And right now, Dallas is the odds-on favorite to win that division, and the Eagles are somewhere around 6 or 7 wins. But if they traded for Deshaun Watson, how many wins would the Eagles be projected in 2021? Does it jump up to 9 wins, 10 wins? We'll find out, of course, but the Eagles offense with Deshaun Watson does look very interesting. You have Watson, Miles Sanders, Devontae Smith, the first-round pick this year. Jalen Reagor hopefully bounces back in year 2 for them. You would have some other solid receivers like Travis Fulgham and Greg Ward. Maybe JJ Arcega-Whiteside finally comes around. Right now they have Dallas Goedert, they have Zach Ertz for now. He could be traded obviously, and they have Richard Rodgers behind him. And of course they are hoping to get a healthy offensive line back, Andre Dillard and Brandon Brooks specifically. So that offense with a new head coach and Nick Sirianni could be pretty dangerous honestly, but it all depends if they get Deshaun Watson or not. And even in a world where the Eagles do not get Deshaun Watson, I still think there's a chance for this team to be good. Now the main thing is it all depends if Nick Sirianni is stubborn or plays to the strengths of Jalen Hurts. If Nick Sirianni makes him a pocket passer and throws the ball 40-50 times per game in the pocket, that's not getting the most out of Jalen Hurts. But if he builds his offense around Jalen Hurts and does what the Baltimore Ravens did for Lamar Jackson, then I can see Jalen Hurts having success. And as for their defense, I would say it's an average to above average unit. You have some guys getting up there in age like Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, but you still have some really good players. You have Rodney McLeod, you have Darius Slay, you have Derek Barnett. They got Anthony Harris for a steal of a contract this year. So if you add Deshaun Watson to this team, then I don't know, maybe they are NFC East favorites. We'll find out what they project them if that happens. Now, as a Giants fan, I hope this trade does not happen, of course. If Deshaun Watson makes his way to the NFC East, I hope he's wearing the color blue. But if Philadelphia does in fact trade for Watson and he's not suspended or misses any time, then they go from a team that's rebuilding to a playoff contender right away. So leave in the comments, who do you think wins the NFC East if the Eagles do trade for Deshaun Watson? Is it still going to be the Cowboys? Can the Giants or Washington sneak in there? Or do you think the Philadelphia Eagles with a quarterback upgrade would win the NFC East? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe for more NFL content, and I'll talk to you guys next time.